Yeah. All right. So initially this morning, I took a $10,000 loss. There were a couple of mistakes I made, but then I was able to catch some moves and close the day green. Actually, it was a not a bad day. Let me share my screen so I can showcase what I did. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. Okay. So the first thing I was watching Tesla this morning. Um, I was watching Tesla kind of like, I was like, okay, we can bounce at this 410 area. After this push up, the area came from my fib strategy. If you guys have if you guys attended the first webinar, I kind of explained this. The 410 area came from that. We had a little bounce. I was in the trade. So it was pretty good. Yeah, Daniel. I used that, bro. I used that. It's pretty good. But anyway, this was the level that I had on top. So I got a little. I ain't gonna lie. We'll keep it 100 with everybody. I got a little cocky around that area. I was in some size, added some, So I was in quite a big chunk around this and this area. And especially in last 2 days, I'm nearly up 50K. I was like, okay, I'm just going to use my profits as a cushion for the big move. And it looked pretty good for the breakout. I had this level. I should have respected my level. But I didn't sell the 928 area, didn't sell. I was in a big size around this. And when we turned, kind of got a little, that was a big pullback, then had a little push up, sold off again. I was down big money. And on the other side, I was also in that little freaking SPY. I was in the SPY and I got caught on a red candle on SPY as well. So, but SPY was in big position. SPY was not a big position. The SPX, it was not a big position, but I still kind of paid too much for the contracts and gave back my gains. So what could I have done better? For Tesla, I was actually up quite a bit initially because I entered here, added more, and should have sold some. My average price was decent, but this big pullback actually killed my premiums, like killed my premiums. And I got hurt. So I should have, if I was watching this level, I should have sold at, at least like 70% of my position or 50% of my position. But I didn't. So this was a mistake that I made. You always keep learning. So this was a big mistake I made. And on SPX, the mistake early this morning was this was 4125 area. And I should have respected that we went above and we actually not able to close above it. We closed below that this area. And then next candle when we started going lower, and then this candle was so this candle was red as well at one stage. If you guys know the candlesticks, this candle was red as well. It was like down this point, this candle was red. So like that. So I was like big time down and I sold and it turned around and kind of, got a little bit to my emotions. I don't care how long you've been trading, how long, I don't care what when you sell and you take a hit and straight away price turns and makes a big move in your favor. I don't care. There will be emotions involved. Like you'd be like, yeah, I just took a 10 grand hit. If I would have just like hold fucking a minute more, um, that would have been a green trade, a big money. But I was able to control that in the real time. I realized I was going through that. I was able to control that, and we entered a bit later on this SPX calls, which actually then I just played SPX. I entered SPX calls around this area again, and we got a bit of a push. Then we had 41.35 area sitting on the top. So this was the 41.35 area sitting at top. Now, why did I sell? I sold because now pay attention to this stuff and it will help you guys a lot in your journey. So when a candle breaks a critical level, when a critical level is broken, this is a big range candle, and now the range is becoming smaller. You see this? The range of this candle is huge. Then the range becomes smaller and smaller. And on top of that, to make things worse, we have a VIX on the top, which is indicator of sellers present and the buyer is not able to push the price big enough. See, if the buyers are present, for sure the candle should have a little bit wider range, and now buyers are getting soaked up. There's not enough buyers, and the VIX on the top indicates that there are some sellers, of course. And then we had this critical level where we were holding a lot of candles were formed around this area. You see this? A lot of candles were formed around this area. We had a critical level, and this stuff, what I just showed you guys, is happening right at the critical level. That gave me a big sign, just sell. I didn't care. I sold right at the top. As you can see in the channel as well, I posted at somewhere, what was it? Out of SPX 1016. And then there was exactly this around this area where I got out and we dumped. So we saved ourselves in that case. And then then I entered. Then I started watching. Then I started watching this again. Why? Because SPX and SPY charts are pretty similar. They, you can trade a lot on both of them. So I saw on SPY, just because SPY has a little bit extra data for the pre-market and stuff, So I started watching this area. Like it's a rough zone. I made this, and we had a intraday thing running as well somewhere around here. And then we really sold off on this shit. Just like this. We sold off in this, and it was a quick move. Now I'll show you on SPX what actually happened. You guys see this in the morning? We bounced off this area. You see this? We bounced off. We came back. We bounced off. And then now we broke the trend line that I showed you guys. We broke that. And I posted in the channel as well. I'm jumping in SPX right here. That was exactly what I was watching. And I was like around here. I said, yep, this is it. The move's pretty much done. You guys can see this. Now this was that level actually came from, if you zoom out a little bit, you'll see a lot of candles were formed around this. Go on a 60-minute chart. Probably better be able to see on a 60-minute chart. All right. So it's like this zone from 410 to 412 had a lot of fucking activities going on. We have recent data. We don't have like we don't want to go back too much, but still this level was quite strong. Let me actually delete everything and show you guys just the level. I hope you guys can see this stuff, man. You guys see this? That was a little area which was we were bouncing over and over again. I really didn't want to hold in this area because there was a lot of activities in this. We bounced in the morning as well. So that was like, all right, time to take some fucking profits. And I sold literally here. As I said on the Discord as well. I sold literally at the bottom and it was down 10 grand at one stage. It was down quite a lot, but was able to come back from my losses. This was like a few lessons. A few lessons were should have kept my. I'll say 2 lessons that I wrote down in the real time while I was taking the trades. So this is what I do every day when I'm in the trade. I'm writing things down on a little cue card because it kind of keeps things in perspective. What's happening in the real time, right? So the first mistake I made was kept adding size. This was the first mistake I made on Tesla. I kept adding size thinking they're gonna just like break and I'll make quite a lot of money. So I was a little bit focused on the money aspect. There was a second mistake, was a little focused on money and less focused on the charts. Kept my brain kind of on the money thing and ignored what was happening on the charts at that given time. The third mistake that I made was emotions. My emotions were all over the place. Especially when I sold my SPX right here. I sold my SPX, even though I knew that this is a critical level. I sold my SPX. The first thing, I was down like 10 points on the SPX from 4125 to all the way to 4115. I was down 10 points. I'm not upset about that I sold. I'm upset about that I held this so far. There were emotions involved. I could always re-enter later, right? I should have sold when my plan, the 4125 kind of went away. Should have sold somewhere and would have re-entered. That would have been way less. My mental capital would have been beautiful. I would have been less stressed, and it would have been a beautiful trade. But the little bit of emotions kind of take over. So this was a little my day from 10K minus to 5K plus. But we all make mistakes, we all learn, and this thing's going in my journal. We'll come back a little stronger the next day. I just wanted to share this and do this so I can break this stuff down in the real time and actually show you guys like as a trader, you will go through losses. As a trader, you will have emotions. As a trader, doesn't matter what level you go to. If you have red days, if you have a red trade, don't let it affect you. You will go through losses. Just know the losses are part of the game, and the thing is when you let the thing gets hard when you let emotions control you pretty much like for the whole fucking game. And I realized that in the real time, and I was able to control it. And the only way you realize things in the real time is by meditating. You need to meditate. A lot of people confuse and they think meditation is just like fucking breathing. You gotta breathe, like not breathing, but just like trying to focus on breathing. And that's like, I would say that's fucking yoga, bro. That's not meditation, right? Meditation is the art of bringing your thoughts back to your breathing after it starts wandering off. So that's meditation. every time you start thinking something else and you bring your thoughts back, I'd say that's meditation. So I meditate quite a lot. So that's why I'm able to um, know in the real time that my brain's pretty getting a little bit cooked. Just wanted to share this guy with you guys, so you can learn something that emotions play a big role. And the other thing, this momentum thing that I wanted to share. If the momentum's slowing down and you're in a trade and there's a critical level sitting on top, just sell. There's no point holding and hoping for the trade to go. Sell, come back. If it actually breaks out, like there will be days where you sell and it actually breaks out, then take a retest if you want to. But it's much easier to sell and take a retest rather than just getting caught in this and then hoping for it to come back whole day. Because I always think of it like as a freedom. Don't have a 9 to 5 mindset of sitting there just like trying to fucking let a trade come back. 10 minutes, you made your goal, $100 or whatever it is. Go spend time with the family. Um, they'll they will put you in the better mental spot for the next day, and you'll be gaining consistency slowly. Um, I hope this makes sense, guys. I'll try to explain to my best potential. Um, all right, let me stop.